Joining us this evening on WHKY-TV News, as he does each month, is District Attorney Scott Reilly, representing the 36th Prosecutorial District. That's Catawba, Burke, and Caldwell counties. In this evening's report, Mr. Reilly will talk about the George Floyd situation, officer-involved shootings, and COVID-19 safety in the courthouse.
Thank you, Rob. George Floyd's death has hit a nerve in this country. The death of George Floyd is a tragedy, and the actions taken by the police in his arrest are inexcusable and egregious. Every district attorney I work with, every law enforcement officer whom I have spoken with, has been unified by calling George Floyd's killing a murder and nothing less. The fallout of those officers' actions have spread far and wide, and we can feel it even in our district. I find most people, though, want to support their local law enforcement and mourn Mr. Floyd's death. Our office is unified with the family of George Floyd in calling for peace and an end to violent protests. As far as the protests go, I fully support the First Amendment rights to assemble and speak freely, and I encourage all citizens in this district to use those freedoms to advocate for their communities. There have been a few protests staged locally, and I am thankful that they have been peaceful and productive. What we haven't seen locally, and I hope we avoid, is the destruction of government or private property. Arson, looting, rioting, and violence are not what we want our counties to be known for. We will prosecute, as we would any time larceny or injury to property occurs, those rioters or looters. These individuals are not acting in the name of freedom, but rather hijacking the legitimate grievances that we have about social justice, racial inequality, and structural inequality, and converting them to their own personal and selfish gain. Every prosecutor in this country has to deal with use of force cases with law enforcement and evaluate the best course of action. I myself have been in this position a few times to review the use of force by officers, especially in situations where deadly force was used, and I can tell you unequivocally that they are the hardest cases to deal with. So much is on the line for the family of the deceased and for the officers involved. And what I try to do is take these cases one at a time and be fair. Be fair to the community, to our law enforcement officers, and to the facts as they are presented through witnesses and videos. We don't create these cases, and they only come to us after something terrible has happened. Whenever we have a use of force case resulting in a fatality, I immediately consult with the State Bureau of Investigation and work with them to complete a thorough and independent evaluation of the case before making a determination of whether the use of force was justified. From the cases I've seen so far in office, I'm proud of our local law enforcement and their handling of dangerous situations. But I also encourage them and my own staff to take this moment for self-reflection and see where we can do better and serve our community with justice in the courts more effectively. We're all sick of hearing about COVID-19, but it hasn't gone away. It's come close to my office, but we've been lucky so far to stay open and serve the public. I want people to see our stability and feel a sense of normalcy. We have opened the front windows to our offices to handle traffic matters outside of court. Our office is running at full staff, contacting victims, hearing motions in court, and taking guilty pleas in front of our local judges. We have adapted to Chief Justice Beasley's statewide order by providing the public with hand sanitizer in the courtrooms and marking the floors of the justice buildings to encourage social distancing. It's frustrating and it's invasive, but hopefully these measures help end this pandemic sooner rather than later. Unfortunately, we will not be able to hold jury trials through August. But because we spent the first year of my administration clearing out the backlog and streamlining our cases, I do not anticipate the delay setting our offices back very much. In Burke County, we have set up a large outdoor tent to handle infractions court with the public. This way, we can keep the large volume of traffic citations moving through the court system and allow the public to handle their tickets without delay. This outdoor setting will avoid the close quarters of the courtroom. Right now, our local judges and court officials are exploring large venues where we can hold district court and still allow for statewide social distancing protections. That way, misdemeanor cases, like DWIs and domestic violence cases, can still be handled and prosecuted without creating unnecessary delay.
Some very good information there. Thank you so much, Mr. Reilly. And Scott Reilly will return 1 month from now with another update from the District Attorney's Office. And with the DA, Scott Reilly, I'm Rob Eastwood, WHKY-TV News. Back to you.